Hello, and welcome to High Noon with Shadowhawk Talks. We got a little bit of a book review for you today and a Sardine stream going on. So hopefully we'll have some people joining here in a minute. Shadow's going to do the old dance, monkey dance, for a couple of minutes. For anyone who hasn't heard yet, Shadow's having surgery on Monday. And so I'm speaking in the third person. That's just dumb. Sorry. I'm having surgery Monday. 5:45 I am. I don't know why it's so early, but it's going to be an early morning. Uh, and I've got a GoFundMe and also my PayPal. If you guys would like to help Shadow out with his recovery. Um, I got messed over by my insurance company, and so I'm going to have some issues making rent for the next couple of months. And I'm, yeah, not happy about that. But today is today, and we are going to do the High Noon Sardine stream, and we will worry about other things after the show. So we'll give it a minute for folks to come in. I didn't put a whole lot of lead time on this one. I didn't even schedule it till like quarter after 11. Um, I thought I had scheduled it earlier, and I went to check, and I hadn't. So there you go. There's your boy Shadow, thinking he did stuff and he didn't again. So that's not good. Anywho, yeah, I've been trying to relax and chill and take my mind off of things, not get all nervous about upcoming events. So today's a Godzilla day. I'm currently watching Godzilla Final Wars, and I think we're gonna watch Godzilla versus Destroyer after that. And yeah, boom, Godzilla just blew up King Ghidorah at the end of Final Wars here. Very cool. Yeah, God, I love that. All right, so here we go, folks. So the book we're going to be looking at today, I showed you guys a couple times this week, but I haven't gone into it yet. But so birthday present I got from Mama Hawk just came in last week. The Art Adams Dark Horse Godzilla Color Special from 1992. Um, really cool book. Good story. Of course, it's Art Adams, so it's amazing art. Uh, so we'll go through a little bit of that, do a quick review. I don't do the page by page like some people and stuff like that. I'll show you the highlights and keep it that way. If you don't have it and you want to go get it, or you want to track down a copy online, uh, then I'm not spoiling everything for you. So try to keep it mostly spoiler free. Well, I mean it's from 1992, so I don't know how spoiler free I can make it, but but we'll try to keep it mostly. Yeah, whatever. Anyhow, all right. Well, looks like it's gonna be a solo show for Shadow today, which you guys know what that means. I usually keep them pretty short if it's a solo. So, but let's go ahead and we'll get started taking a look at this here Godzilla Color Special. So here we go. So here's the front cover. Very nice. Art Adams. We got Dark Horse Guns, 1992. Man, this book was 425 in Canada in 1990. It was 350 in the U.S. That's a high dollar comic for back in those days. And then here's the back cover on this one. Very cool. So obviously, there's the first spoiler. The kaiju that Godzilla fights in this book is a giant stone samurai that is possessed by an oni, a Japanese demon, and it comes to life to battle Godzilla for this little island. So we'll get right to here. Another nice Art Adams black and white rendering there. Beauty. And we've got story and script, Art Adams and Randy Stradley. The art is all Arthur Adams. Um, art assist from Gracine Tanaka and Steve Mancusi. Letters were Lois Buhalis. And colors are Rochelle Menashi. And the rest of it is like, it's really broken up by the black and white, so I can't read that. Anyway, classic Godzilla opening out in the ocean, ships in a rough sea having problems. We got G-Force comes zipping by in their little plane, and so they're here discussing the mission, talking about what they're doing. They're going to rescue a colleague and try to rescue some islanders from this tiny remote island out in the Sea of Japan. Um, and these people have turned their backs on technology, and they live very, very close to the land and refuse to accept any upgrades to their lifestyle or anything. And so one of these scientist guys is living with them to learn about their culture and shit and see how it all works. But G-Force has got to go rescue at least the scientist guy and try to rescue the islanders if they can talk them into leaving their island. And in the meantime, just off the coast, oh no, there he is. Kojira, king of the monsters, rising up out of the surf. In the meantime, G-Force is closing in on the island, swoops in for a landing, and there they meet. There he is. There's their colleague. He's all dressed up in the local gear because, when you're trying to do cultural studies and stuff, you want to kind of, blend in and join the community. At least try to. In the meantime, the Navy is trying to keep Godzilla from reaching the island. And they launch, 1,000 missiles and bombard Godzilla as he emerges from the sea. He just gets angry. And then we're back at the village. A little intermission. And lots of talky. Bottom line is, villagers are not going to leave their island because that's just the way they are. They refuse to leave. So, in the meantime, Godzilla's battling with the Navy. He's nailed with a few more. That's my doggy. I think the mailman just dropped off some mail. Godzilla dives under the water, comes up directly beneath this giant battleship and just stands up, cracks it in half, sinks it in a heartbeat. But before it can even sink, he spins around and gives it the old laser breath. And completely takes out the Navy ships. Then smashes another one with his tail. And screams in victory. So, in the meantime, these guys are still trying to talk the villagers out of the huts. But they're refusing to leave the island. They won't leave. The leader tells them, "We've got a place to hide. We've got some caves." In the meantime, Godzilla is approaching the shore of the island. Everyone runs to the shrine. In the meantime, the Navy guys, the few that survived, are collecting survivors. They're all beat up. And we're back to the island again. And they come to the shrine. And we see this giant stone samurai. And apparently, that's a great view there over his shoulder looking down at him. So apparently, this giant stone samurai was possessed by an oni at one time, and it was destroying the island. And then the high priest at the time, which is basically this lady's position right now, she's high priestess. They don't have a high priest, but this guy was basically the leader, and so he sacrificed himself to go into the spiritual plane and fight the demon. So he fights it to a standstill and stops the giant stone statue in its tracks. It just freezes, and there's an ongoing battle inside of it ever since for thousands of years or hundreds of years, however long it's been. In the meantime, we hear the approach of Godzilla. He's headed this way. And of course, the leader says, quickly, everyone, into the caves. And behind the stone samurai there's a bunch of little caves that they can all get into and hopefully hide. And Godzilla notices the samurai. He's just a little guy right now. He's not very big compared to Godzilla. And he's like, all right. Meantime, these guys they got some kind of a dart that they're planning on using. Some kind of electrical thing or something. And so they shoot it into Godzilla's foot, right between his toes. And it's not very nice. Godzilla doesn't like it. Hold on, guys. Somebody call him up. What? Oh, looks like I lost it. Okay. So anyway, yeah, Godzilla just walks in and just kicks the statue over. And this guy, the scientist guy, he believes in the legend of the island. So he goes out and yells at Godzilla to sacrifice himself so that he can become the next spirit inside the giant stone samurai. And of course, Godzilla gives him what he asked for and gives him the boot, Das boot. So, yeah, Dr. Kojenta. Oh no, Kojenta. Godzilla's like, hey. He smashes his foot down like 3 or 4 more times just to make sure the dude's dead. And then Godzilla turns around and he looks at where the statue is standing and he just blasts the living crap out of the ground and took off the base of the cliff and it's got the islanders pretty much getting buried inside these caves. They're not getting out of there anytime soon. And then suddenly, out of the rubble, the statue comes to life, reassembles himself, and the spirit of Kojenta is now in control. Of course, he's still pretty little compared to Godzilla. He goes in a whack in the knee with his hammer. Godzilla's mildly annoyed, turns around and just utterly obliterates him. Completely and utterly destroyed. Comes crashing down. Now the G-Force guys are like, dang, well, we knew that was going to happen. We're screwed now. And the priestess is like, no, not yet. He will come back. And sure enough, out of the rubble, he reassembles himself. And before he can even finish reassembling, Godzilla kicks him into pieces again. And then blasts him. Now the G-Force guys say, we got to distract Godzilla long enough for the samurai guy to reassemble himself. So they decide to connect a cable to that dart that they were getting um, tissue samples and blood samples. That's what that dart was for earlier. But it's still attached to his foot with a big long cable. So, in the meantime, Godzilla is just blasting the shit out of this samurai. He's not letting him reassemble. He just keeps bashing him into the ground. This guy goes running up to the top of the mountain and he's planting a lightning rod because, of course, it's storming. Don't know if you could see that. There's all those little lines there. This is a rainstorm. Yeah, there you go. So it's very just little. You got it all there. It's raining like a bitch. Anyway, he gets the thing in the ground, barely gets clear when the lightning strikes. Goes flying off the edge. I think he's probably going to be dead. And dun dun dun, Godzilla's getting ready to blast the samurai again. He's enjoying it. And the lightning travels down the cable. Of course, it would have been much quicker than that. That all happens in the blink of an eye. And gives Godzilla a giant kaiju hot foot. Maybe gives him a little bit of like a taser effect or something. And now the kaiju has grown because every time Godzilla destroyed him, he kept coming back bigger and bigger, but Godzilla wouldn't let him finish. And now he's almost Godzilla's size. He's got his big old warhammer. He gives Godzilla one right to the jaw. Oof, man, it's going to leave a loose molar for Godzilla. Loose molar, people. Another one right up under the chin. And he gets ready for another one. Godzilla hits him with the beam. Vaporizes his club. So the samurai gets ready to draw his sword. It looks like he's going to draw his sword right there. See, he's got his hand on it. The next panel, he doesn't. Okay. Now, the big clash. Nice splash page. Look at that. Art Adams Godzilla is so cool. Detail in that face. His fangs. Yeah. That's some kaiju right there, man. Look at that samurai. So cool. And they fight their way away from the village and to the edge of a cliff. Splash. They fall into the water. Got the samurai square off one more time. Give each other to stare down. And then got the wham. Gives him the last time. Blast him in bits. All the bits sink. But of course, he's going to reassemble, right? As soon as he hits the bottom. And Godzilla's like, whoop. Guess that's a job well done. He forgets about trashing the village. And roars in victory. Swims away to come back and destroy another day. And down at the bottom of the sea, the samurai is reassembled. But he's got no reason to move. Nothing to do. So he's just going to remain under the sea. Very cool. Wow. Man, 18 minutes in and no. Alright. Wow. Not a great show, Maddie. Alright, let's do this. Sardine stream, and then we'll call it a day because it looks like, if anything, people are going to be doing a rewatch today. Maybe weather's nice, it's spring. People are probably getting outside and stuff, getting out and about. I don't blame them. Soon I will be able to enjoy walking around and stuff again. All right. Let me get things set up here. Hopefully we can do this. Without an issue. Okay. Sorry about that. I was muted for a second. Hello, hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's one of those days, people. And there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. Let's see. There's a little background there. We got SpongeBob. We got Jaws. We got a Megalodon. Hold on. Adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. All right. So, postponed from last week. I was really not in the mood to have anything to eat at the moment last week. So these are the herring fillets in a dill herb sauce. These are a product of Germany, the Austertor company. And let's see what it says as far as ingredients. Herring fillet, Clupea harengus, I guess is the Latin name. Water, canola oil, vinegar, salt, spices, and natural flavors. It says fish containing herring and may contain milk. Okay, oh, that's probably for the sauce, I guess, the dill sauce. All right, well, there you go. Pretty little can. Nothing too fancy, no big. Some of them have really cool slogans and things like that, or little crest on and stuff. This one's, yeah, it's interesting, but it's not, not great. All right, I'm gonna crack this open. Give me a second. Hopefully you can hear that. Oh yeah, I see. This is like a cream dill sauce. Let me get this lid off here without making a mess. Oh my god, this is gonna be difficult. Okay, hold on, guys. We're just gonna leave the lid on there then. Oh, I knew it. Found the stove. Shit. Okay, stop that. There we go. Okay, give me a second. I got an emergency situation over here. Get Godzilla put away before anything happens. God, he's out of the spoon zone. Oh, I had him back in the plastic sleeve anyway. Would have been fine. It's all good, Pickle. All right. Back to the fishies at hand. Let me see. Ah, god damn. That just shot shit over there. All right. That's got no garbage. Okay. Crisis averted. I think we're there. One more paper towel here. Let's get a look at this for you. So we've got our herring fillet. Oop. All right. Well, that's a pretty good size little chunk of fish. In this like creamy dill sauce, apparently. Did not realize it was going to be creamy. Well, I guess since that came out of the can so easily, I'll go ahead and transfer that one to the plate. And take a closer look in here. I've probably got about another, well, I don't know, 5 or 6 fillets, 4 or 5. Got some oil, got some cream sauce. Just gotta mix that back up again. Another little chunker. That might just be my first bite. How about that? All right. So, herring fillets in a dill and herb sauce. They don't tell me what the herbs are, but I'm guessing there's a little red in there. Looks like maybe some paprika, something like that. I definitely try to dig up paprika out there. Sorry about that. You can hear the sardines freshly, or the saltines, not sardines, freshly being opened. Except for right there. And we'll grab this first bite of our herring. Mm, come on. I'm gonna try this bite plain, and then we'll try some on the cracker. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Mm. Wow. Yeah, that dill sauce was wow. Mhm. It's got yeah, some ooh, that's some potent dill. Wow. Okay. Was not expecting that strong of a dill flavor out of that, but yeah, in fact, not bad. Just surprised me for a minute. All right, get a piece here and try it on a cracker. And here we go. Oh wow, look at that. Almost covers the entire surface of the cracker. I need a napkin. All right. And here we go, folks. One and a two going in. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. All right. Mm. Yeah. The cracker actually helps a little bit to tone down the dill, so it's not so potent. So I think I like these better with the cracker. Um, but yeah, fish is nice. Um, they must have like they cooked these in a can or something. I guess maybe steam them because the fish is firm. It's obviously been cooked. This is not straight up like a sardine or a regular pickled herring. So those have been cooked somehow. I'm guessing steamed. Um, yeah, very nice. The texture is good. It's for people that don't like the soft, flaky fish. It's got more of a firm texture to it. Um, the dill sauce, I mean, it's not bad. I don't hate it, but if I was to have my choice, I would rather just have a regular herring without the dill. Maybe just some butter and lemon. Mm. But overall, pretty good stuff. And yeah, I'm glad I tried it. Um, you know, it certainly doesn't hurt me any. Um, and I can always rinse off a couple of these fillets and give them to my doggy so you can have a little snack. Just rinse out the dill sauce. Um, all right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me today. And I'll hope to see you at 4 o'clock. Everybody have a great day.